Hello everybody and welcome back to another RTS League broadcast. I am Chrono JJ. This is the playoffs, the quarterfinals, the other quarterfinals. I did the first set the other day, and now we're on to the second quarterfinals. It is DoD, or Deities of Death, the A team versus the Walker team, WKT, also the A team as well. Deities of Death were what, second place in their division? I think they finished with an 11-3 record. And the Walker team was third place in their division. They finished in a tie in third place with your favorite old boys and beat them. It was an awful, terrible thing, but that got them to the playoffs. So they finished up 8-6. So we've got an 11-3 versus 8-6. The strange thing is, even though the Deities of Death look great on paper and have the advantage as far as the record, I think the Walker team will win, because I think once they get their act together, which I think they did towards the end of the regular season, they started playing with their best team. They are good. They play aggressive gods, which makes the opponents make mistakes. I don't know the result. Those of you showing up in the chat, please remember to keep these spoilers out. That would be fantastic. This is a best of 3, so we will hopefully have 3 games to throw at you, and we will have a great time. Hopefully. Apparently my spoilers don't work, so I put a command that didn't work. No spoilers. Let's have some fun. Go into game number 1. Each team will have a map of their choice. We are looking, game 1 will be the Deities of Death choice. I do have my mic on, correct? Because earlier today when I streamed, I had it off. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's get going. I've got my smoothie. I've got decent koala in the chat. And I've got everybody else to be watching later on for YouTube. So welcome. Let's have some fun. Let's get into game number 1, which is... Triple Ra. I'm already ecstatic. It's Acropolis. Oh, I love this map. So, the amazing thing about Acropolis, which doesn't have the commands, is that you start with extra resources. So you start with like an extra 300, 200 food, an extra couple hundred of wood, and I think a little extra gold as well. You get starting towers that are in like your entrance to your cliff here, so you get in starting this top of this little mountain. As we can see, this town center looks really big because it's so close to us, because it's on top of a mountain. The only way into these mountains, little passages through the cliffs, which are guarded by watchtowers. You start with a large gold mine, and you get a second town center also basically right inside your little mountain fortress as well. So I think Deities of Death have picked this map before in a previous playoffs and went Triple Ra. Triple Ra on this map is, I don't know, it's pretty good, because your Ra, your weakness is early gold mine and getting a town center safely without issue. Obviously here, you get an extra $3,000 in gold in your gold mines, so you don't have to leave your base for a while. You also get a free second town center. You also get extra resources, which allows you to get a better rain earlier. Now the question is, looks great on paper. How does it work in reality when you're facing off against now enemy Atlantean, who look like they're all aging up super quick? Honestly, what I'd almost do is with the extra resources, is just grab an instant town center. I mean, look at this guy's town centers. They're all basically right here. And hey, we got a raid from Iron Maiden, who just had a fantastic best of 7. So that was pretty cool. I watched most of that, and it was a good time. So welcome. We are in recorded games of the quarterfinals of the RTSLeague team tournament. We are in the playoffs, obviously, and we are in game 1. These games were played earlier. Please no spoilers in the chat. That would be great, because I don't know the results, and there are probably other people who don't. And we are seeing some early rush here I don't know how this is going to work. I don't think it's going to work very well. Just... What are you doing? I mean... He's killing towers that really aren't protecting anything anyway, so this is kind of pointless. We've got the Kronos. What do we got? Uranos, Kronos, Uranos, and then triple Ra. You got Fox, Joe, Shelty, all really good players. Maybe not quite as active as they've been in the past, but triple Ra against Uranos, Kronos, and Uranos. So, I mean, I can see you don't want to really get into a booming war against enemy Ra, but I don't think this is the way that you win on this map. I don't think you can push hard enough into a triple Ra, because even if you start pushing and it's looking pretty good, you're going to be facing 3 shifting sands that can just shift away your entire army that's killing like a town center, like if they go all in on this town center. And then the aggression is over, and now you're up against 3 boomed up Ra players, and it's kind of over at that point. We can see they're trying to surround this lady. Just trying to get back to the town center. It looks like there's more running around from the Prometheans than attacking, so that didn't quite work out. We get the deconstruct on the temple, which is, just in time to block the Wadget. Oh, wow. So the temple just disappeared right before the Wadget spawned. But doesn't matter. See, look, this is what they're doing. This is going to be a box where they're going to shift the enemy units. So once he finishes off this little wall here and right here, they're going to shift units into this box, and the tower is going to shoot them all down, and then they're all going to die, and that's going to be the end of any sort of pressure. So I think this is a reaction to the triple Ra, but I don't think it's the right reaction. I think you'd be better served just grabbing like an instant, almost archaic town center, and then... I mean, it's a tough game against triple Ra because of this starting big gold mine. How do you defend against that, really? He's building a tower here. We are wait, is he gonna finish his... Oh yeah, he did. Okay. Alright, so here comes the first shift. A couple of the units were managed to get shifted out, so they're pretty happy about that. Their brethren in here getting smushed down. And so that's shift number 1. And we see he is getting a couple towers up on his gold mine here. We're getting pressure in. You're gonna see another shift. So cancerous. Oh man, and now these units are all gonna die, and then if they really need to, they'll be able to do a 3rd shift, and well, now they're casting range, so there will be no shift. So so what you're gonna see is you're gonna see 2 Ra players who have, yes, grabbed town centers. So 2 town center, boom, they will be reaching heroic, and they'll be fighting against a bunch of, now at that point, kind of weak Atlantean players. We see a little bit of a raid here, but yeah, this is going nowhere. Once I saw what was happening, I thought it was gonna go nowhere, and yeah, it's kind of going nowhere. I mean, sure, they slowed down Shelty. That's great, fantastic. But they've done nothing to slow down Fox or Joe, who are on 2 town centers, quite content. And they really haven't even hurt Shelty that much. I mean, they forced him to throw in an extra 400 resources, and they're blowing shifting sands, but no big deal. This Pharaoh is kind of stuck at the gold mine. But yeah, as soon as this rain is done, we'll probably see our last shift. Do we have Skin of the Rhino on these villagers? Oh no, Skin of the Rhino. Getting some priests instead. Well, maybe we won't even see a shift. I mean, why bother? They might shift some of these Terma, maybe. But no big deal. I mean, how close are we to heroic here? Not aging up quite yet. Maybe a little bit. It'll be a little bit. Joe is sitting at not a whole lot of resources, actually. Oh, he's got to cast his next rain. So we got another rain for Joe. Fox is aging up, so Fox will be up at about 740. That's a good time. And hello, Yadin. Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen you. Good to have you on board, and also the best of the Daves, which is Downhill Dave. Good to have him here too. While the rain is going, of course, we can't see our third shifting sands. So yeah, Shelty, he's kind of the punching bag. He's the he is apparently the game one pinata that'll just kind of get bashed around a little bit, but you're gonna have late game Ra that are just completely content. Where's your pickaxe, big guy? Where's your pickaxe? No pickaxe. That's all right. No big deal. Yeah, we're definitely gonna see another shift here. Okay, do we have Skin of the Rhino yet? No skin. Here it's coming in. A little bit too slow. Should have had it in a little bit sooner, but that's okay. Yeah, this aggression looks fantastic, but they're just all in on this, and it's just not going to work. And here comes the last shifting sands in on the trap here, and we've got even more units stuck, getting slaughtered. Feels bad. Joe's score looks really good because he's killing all these units. Hello, Greek. And that's kind of the pressure here. There's a random shockwave. It'll kill a couple villies. Got the Pharaoh and the Priest to defend. And this is going to survive. And meanwhile, what have we? We have a Migdal being built. We have some myth units probably going to come over here to help defend. And we've got all of the Atlantean players still on a one town center. Building additional. Here comes our third rain. This happened earlier yesterday, I guess. Now. So, yeah. No, a little bit longer than that. But yeah, yesterday it happened. It's early yesterday. Yeah, Blue has more points because he's getting kills, the kill points. I mean, he's probably not even necessarily that far behind in economy because he's getting the benefit of 3 rains. And we have the Atlanteans, of course, with their expensive farms. Only one player, that's Aya, is benefiting from the rains. And now we've got myth units, Pharaoh, a rain cloud blocking my view. I can't see. Let's get that out of the way. I can't see through the fog. And we got these villagers just kind of happily garrisoning, and then they'll come back out. And then we're going to have this big... Here come the Migdal units. They are pushing out. Joe, really defensive. Could probably delete something so he can run out the front now. But it looks like Joe's just going to come over here to help defend initially as well, while Fox is going to come forward. And what do we have? We've got a couple locusts, which aren't going to do necessarily a lot of damage on an Atlantean. You're normally not going to see it getting villager kills. But we will see. I mean, they could actually locust here. This is 800 resources that they could locust. And we got the masked priest. Do we have the priest upgrade? No, we don't. It gives them more range. It's good to get to. Shockwave was used. Okay, here, I think that's to save the villager, maybe? I don't know, but that's still not going to save it. And the camel chariots will go pretty well here into these units. And you have a locust, I guess just to stop the gold mine, which isn't a big deal. But it is 4 villagers that are idle. But yeah, this game is over already. I mean, in my humble opinion, it was over once WKT decided on their strategy. But then what do you do? At this point, I think going triple Atlantean into triple Ra on this map, it's GG at 1 second. With the way the map is. And maybe WKT didn't know the map. This is Deities of Death home map, so that could be it too. Maybe they didn't quite know what it was all about, in which case you get this. But yeah, we've got some nice raiding all over the place by Mr. Fox. He has prevented that town center, and we now have Shelty is safely on 2 town centers and all of Joe's. Yeah, you could do triple Norse maybe, and get like a rag boom, but I mean triple Norse would probably be better than the Atlanteans here. But the Egyptians, I mean, this is such a strong Egyptian map. We could have almost seen another locust there that might have killed him. I mean, I think Greek would be okay, but to me, Ra is the best in this map. It's hard to go against Ra here. Oh, watch out for your thing. Now, WKT has really good teamwork. I disagree with that. I think they'll win this series, even though they're going to lose this first game, so they're going to have some work cut out for them. But I think they'll win the series because of their teamwork. But obviously, this game is just kind of disastrous. We're going to have a tornado on this town center right now. Even gets a little statue. But the tornado's going the wrong way. Can always want to cast it in the bottom right. And yeah, that's the tornado down. Yeah, Atlantean, if you boom, like, I think if everybody just grabs like an early second town center, because you start with additional resources, you could be getting a town center and on 2 town centers at like probably like 3.5 minutes into the game. I think would be a potential. Does Fox aging up? Oh, well, we have a resign. So that was a game 1 slaughter here, and a good home map choice for Deities of Death, actually, because this is the WKT they really rely on Atlantean. They have used Atlantean predominantly throughout the regular season, and if there ever was a map that is anti-Atlantean, I would say it's this one, the good old Acropolis. So that was a good quick game. Spoiler, DoD is winning game 1. We know that at least, but let's look at the kill-death ratio, see how bad they were. Units killed 46, units lost 19, 37 to 2. Look at these kill deaths. 8 to 30, 5 to 41, and 13 to 30. Oh, man. Oh, geez. Well, let's put that up on the scoreboard here. We have the D's of Death have won the first game on their home map, and maybe not quite so interesting of a game. That's an interesting map, I guess, but I've seen this before, and it isn't. Why isn't Matrius? Well, Matrius isn't going to play because he's not on this team. Or could. I don't know if he does end up playing. But let us move on to game number 2, which is WKT's home map. I'm expecting something like Frozen Waste, maybe, or like Savannah, I don't know, but let's just load right up and see what we got here. Aranos Zeus, who is OSO Pardo? It is Frozen Waste, exactly how I thought it would be. So Frozen Waste is our game number 2. Mattress is a nice guy to lie on. Okay, no, why would you do spoilers? Jeez, I'm casting these blind. I don't know the answer. I don't know the results. So why would you even say a spoiler? That would be completely ridiculous. You know? So down at the bottom, we've got Fox as Aranos. He's a flank. We've got our pocket player, Shelty, as Odin. He typically plays a lot of Odin. And we've got Joe as Loki. I don't know if I've ever really seen Joe play Loki. So is Oso Pardo, is that Ulysses? Is that who it is? Are you sure? I don't think that's Ulysses. At least if it is Ulysses, I've never seen Ulysses play Aranos. But anyway, whoever Oso Pardo is, that is green, and he is Aranos. Yeah, Boyd's been on. I don't know if he usually doesn't cast RTSLeague games, though. Maybe not current ones, but he might. I don't know if he'll do the playoffs. But our pocket, moving on, is Skyfire. He is really good at Aranos. And then our other flank is Aya, who is Zeus, who is, in my opinion, the best team, one of the best team game players. Maybe not the best, but one of the best. I'd consider him to be the best team game player in this game. And I think he's their carry. They got a good set of gods here. I mean, really everybody is pretty aggressive. Aranos, Zeus, Odin, Aranos, Loki. These are all aggressive gods because this is, well, an aggressive map. Hello, Nikan. Nick Hallos. Hello. Because as we can see on this map, which if you're not familiar with Frozen Waste, it's a newer map that was added in on Voobly. It's played pretty regularly. It's in the map pool. You've got all the gold is on the very edge of the map, next to the ice. There is no gold in the middle. What is in the middle is Hunt. But if you want to hunt in the middle, it's at a pretty significant risk because you kind of have to defend two spots. I mean, you have to defend your gold on the side, and then if you're hunting, you have to defend your hunt in the front, and that's pretty tough, especially if you don't have mobile units. And that's why we see our Odin, Uranus, Zeus, Loki, all of those gods have very fast classical age units. I would think Aya would go with Hermes, which would give him those super speedy centaur. We have the Loki Hall of Thanes. We have the Ulfsark, the upgraded Odin Ulfsarks, and then of course we have Atlantean Uranus. But that's the way it is. Isn't the map too big? Can't they fix it? I mean, anything can be changed. Whether or not it's too big, I don't know. I think it looks a little bigger than what it really is because you have so much of this area that can't be built on. So it's, if you just were to cut it down to here, I think it's more normal size. Maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, I haven't really measured it. You know, I haven't got out my tape measure. But I don't think it's really that much bigger than any other game, any other team game, but I could be wrong. The other thing to notate is that we do have goats on the outside that kind of allows players to kind of fall back and get some safe food because typically it's pretty tough to get in on your hunt. But let's see, what kind of age ups are we getting? We are aging up Forseti, Prometheus, Freya, Prometheus, Hermes, Prometheus. So this was WKT's home map, and again, I'll remind everybody, no spoilers. Let me put that in the chat again. No spoilers. DoD picked Acropolis. Was their map. If I had a chance to pick my ultimate team, ultimate team would probably be Green Sea Squash, Aya, and Player. I think I would do. And we have Joe coming up here. He's been spotted by this Oracle. This is important to point out that he's been spotted. He is almost aged up, and he'll have an immediate Hersier on these villagers right as they're actually fighting a polar bear, so that's nice. Before, so we see pretty much everybody, all 6 players aged up within like 2 seconds of each other, right around 430. That's pretty standard. So now we see, can he keep these villagers idle? Well, you can see a lot of garrison goofiness here. Just trying to gather resources as much as he can. We're going to probably have Skyfire will probably come over here initially too to help out. I would think we'll probably also have the Odin coming forward and helping out. The problem is the Odin will take a little bit to get up there because until we get the upgrade, the Odin upgrade, they're only at 4.8 speed, whereas we're going to have some pretty speedy Murmillo and Terma coming over here to help out. So I think we'll get the reinforcements other than this Valkyrie, which will probably get bolted. That's my guess. Maybe. We do have a bolt. What relic is he holding here? Fetter's a Fenrir. Otherwise, what do we have on the bottom? We have some hunt. We have, yep, here comes the centaur spam. See, the world contains the best possible. Is Shelty Thomas Shelby? No, those are different players. Completely different players, so they do tend to play pretty similar gods. I'd say Chicago if I lived there, but I don't live there anymore. Okay, there's a shockwave that will actually get the Valk should have ran, and yeah, here comes the first initial reinforcements, but they still did force Pardo off of Hunt, so that's good. Aya has used the bolt down here on a hero Murmillo as he runs his centaurs. Where's his other centaur? So he's got 2 centaur. No, I don't got the brackets hooked up. Sorry, Nick. If you guys are interested, I mean, there's only 6 teams in the playoffs, but as I said earlier, they scouted this Hunt. They know it's here, and now they're showing up, and because the Ulfsarks are a little bit slower until they get that upgrade, they're not going to be here in time, and we're going to have 2 Atlantean players here. The Troll is killed. The Hersier, if they get some good myth unit spawns, Might be able... No, there's too many units. Well, he did get an iron jar. He could actually potentially fight that. We see a shockwave. Oh, the ceasefire to try to save the citizen, but it didn't. It did save the other citizen, and then also got a shockwave. So yes, the winner of this match proceeds to play the all-time best. And maybe they will be the all-time best, or maybe they will lose. We will see. That's to be decided later. First, Eye of Horus. That's a nice relic, though. First, we have to see what's going on. Well, that one single raid to block out the ceasefire is really good. I mean, he wanted ceasefire to save 2 citizens. The one died, so 1 ceasefire to save 1 citizen. That is not a good use of the ceasefire. Not at all. You got these Ulsarks running in. They still probably do have a forest fire. We do. But we've got our Loki player now in his base. Does he have husbandry to make these goats fat and faster? And now what are we going to see? We've got Centaur here. Where did these Ulsarks go? Oh, they're going to trap a Vil right... No way. Did you see how far he garrisoned? He was here and was able to get into the manor. That's ridiculous. Sometimes garrisoning in Age of Mythology isn't quite fair. We have a forest fire on that tree line. The other tree line is here. Could actually block the potentially would block Aya from being able to make centaurs, but well, no, never mind. He can't. He's got his storehouse here. Who's better at 1v1, Aya or Joe? I'd say it's pretty close. I don't know if they've played any recent show matches. Joe's fighting a big fight here, yeah, unless he gets a big myth unit spawn. That's not a good one. I mean, Aya can play more gods better, but the question is whose best god is best. I think it'd be pretty even. I don't know if they played any recent show matches, but we got this pressure here. The Herseer, they're not quite. The numbers aren't quite where. Oh, here comes the flank to come in here. This is the building block. Oh, gotta kill it to get out of there. Can we get another building block? He's in the lead. Oh, he missed it. If he could have gotten it up against a tree. Oh, he could have built that foundation against a tree, which would have been really good. But otherwise, the Ulsarks could have maybe gone the other way. In fact, there's more here. Where are they running? Trying to defend against centaurs. Odin versus centaur just don't quite get along. It's a rough matchup for the Odin because Odin's heroes are so slow. Like, look at this. These centaurs are just gonna absolutely demolish, just mow down these villagers. And if they could have gotten that pick and surrounded that entire army, that would have been huge. And meanwhile, we've got Atlantean versus Atlantean. On this side, it looks like red has the numbers, so we might end up winning. Maybe. We had this random lion that decided to fight. Well, actually, it's pretty close. And we've got this hero tanking as well. So the hero actually, with the extra 136 hit points, might force him to go back. Yeah, that's a pretty even fight overall. We have another Valor. We have not much raiding going on. Oh, just not in time to stop that town center. And we're getting on this town center, but the Ulsark starting with 10% Pierce. Will they be enough to stop this town center? It would actually be beneficial to run a few over here. They're getting it down. They are going to get it down. Oh, the shockwave. And how many more shockwaves do we have? None are up yet. Yeah, you go back and get that down. The question is, how fast can the... no, it's not. It's the Fetters of Fenrir. How fast can the reinforcements come in? We've got 3 villagers. Okay, the town center is down. That's, I'd say, worth it. But he's got to get out of there now. Because we got yellow. Oh, no, don't run this way. I don't think you should fight this fight. I don't think you fight this as Shelty. I think you run. I mean, he might kind of win the fight, but the Ulsarks, they're 50 food, and it's at a point where Shelty's been pushed off of Hunt. Well, he cleared up. It went a little better than I thought, but I still don't know. I mean, he's killing a lot of Terma, which are only wood-based units. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. The jury is out on that. We'll wait. I'll tell you at the end of the game. Now we've got another. I think he's got enough first here to defend this because we've got a couple of myth units as well. This is a pretty forward gold mine though. He's got Shelty in the back. We have flaming weapons that is available. And a big shockwave here to get all of the Ulsarks. Now they gotta run. Grabbing this forward town center. Aya is already at 3 town centers. He's quite a bit ahead. I think he only ever made 4 Centaur. And that's all he made for military. And he's doing a really good job getting a good boom on the back end. So Aya's gonna be their late game carry. And oh, get it? No. Is Aya a Greek main? Aya plays a lot. He plays Greek really well. He plays Set really well, and he plays Aranos really well. I wouldn't really necessarily say he has a main. Joe is trying to defend this gold mine without having to use flaming weapons. He's losing a lot of Herseer here. Here comes his others to come in. He's got 1 on 5 hit points. Almost. The battle board should be running forward as well. I know he wants to fight with the battle board because they tank, but you want to send them forward so that you can start putting some pretty heavy pressure on the Atlanteans. Who do we have aging up? We have nobody aging up right now, so everybody is stuck in their ages except for Joe. And oh, where are you going? Just fight. Yeah, there you go. Do we have any reinforcements? This could be game changing right here, because there is no army that can defend. And oh, where is Joe going? He needs to follow. He needs to push. Like, if he can probably attack here and stay on this gold mine at the same time. Oh, there are no reinforcements coming yet for WKT. Though he's really only picking off just a couple vills at a time. I mean, we're kind of trickling in units. But it'd be nice to see Joe is being a little defensive. He needs to go forward and just push. Okay, now he's coming forward. We've got a few Cure Ballistas that are out of position. You gotta run the Herseers they're targeting. Get this guy running so that they can't hit him. Oh, he's losing a lot of units here. And okay, so there's enough reinforcements to stop this. Now comes the flaming weapons with the huge Ulsark flank over here, and they didn't quite surround the Villies though. If they could have surrounded the Villies, which they could have, they stopped running. They needed to keep on going. And in the meantime, we had a pretty nice raid on this gold, and Joe has lost a lot of resources. And his flaming weapons was used too late. After he lost all of his Herseer, he should have used flaming weapons as soon as he got in on the Cura Ballista, because he already had his army here. He could have done it better, and now we have the Fimbulwinter in, but Joe has no economy now. Couldn't even get this town center down. And we've got to still have raiding. We still have raiding Centaur that are absolutely smashing Shelty's villagers, and he hasn't even noticed this. Oh man. Am I having leg spikes? Yeah, my internet has not been running super well lately. I'm not really sure why. And we have raids on the back end as well. So Shelty is not on any gold. Fox is not on any gold. He is also blocked from this back gold mine. And Joe cannot get a gold starve in. Joe cannot get a gold starve in. He has got a mountain giant, a lot of myth units here, but we got birds coming. Yeah, this is WKT plays maps like this really well. They are really aggressive. And this, Joe has no units that can even attack the birds. And we got the bird. Nice shockwave. This will probably save the palace. Yeah, it is going to save it. And this is kind of the low-key push. And because he went Fimble Winner, he doesn't have Fire Giants to train either. And we've still got these units. Ho 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 ho. The villager carcasses there. And Shelty, his economy. Skyfire's got a pretty decent economy. Still at 1 town center. The one nice thing about Frozen Waste is it plays completely different from other games. We've got everybody on like almost no town centers. I mean, we've got 3 players at the 16-minute mark that are only on 1 town center. And you don't really see that on other maps. And yeah, there's just nothing to kill the birds here, and so the birds can just kind of safely attack myth units. And these Murmillos should stop this hill fort from coming up. We've only got 1,100 gold here. We've got a bunch of Murmillo that just got made into heroes. Does push them back, but just a delay. Oh, we had it looks like the Olsarks came up here and finished off this town center. That's a really good raid here by Shelty. If he can start picking off a lot of these villagers, that'll be really good. But we still got these raiding centaurs just destroying Shelty. There's no heroes back here. They're destroying Fox and Shelty. We have Hyperion up for Fox. Another villager dead. They don't notice. Shoot, we've got a lot of villies up here, though. This game is turning into complete carnage. We got more villagers dead over here. This game is getting wild. Villagers dead everywhere. Oh man, everywhere. We've got. Alright, I'm gonna cast .B versus TM. Maybe the. You mean the game that I muted myself on? No, I'm not gonna cast it again. The reason I do these is because I don't know the results. I really don't enjoy casting if I know the results. We could probably get in on this round here too and kill 2 more villies. But we've got a late game Zeus that really hasn't been touched yet. The other players have been touched, but not the Zeus. And we also have this town center, also went down as well. I managed to miss that. We're probably going to see a chaos over here. That's 1 battle board down. Skyfire was kind of seemed like his army is maybe a little bit AFK. Well, he's fighting here, I guess. Yeah, Pardo has been playing really well, but he just getting doubled here while Skyfire was maybe a bit out of position. I'm not really sure what he was doing, but we're getting to the late game untouched Zeus, and it's going to be tough for Fox to hold. I mean, you can see that already we have 1,000 up, and we have a Underworld Passage on this back gold here. That is going to stop Shelty's mining again, who I guess still hasn't noticed. We've got a Mana Core coming in just to throw 1 little volley in, and then we've got the Hot Plates. They're going to be able to just absolutely mow down a base here. We have a Fire Giant throwing fireballs. And Fox really can't do anything to respawn. Really, Fox should, go forward and see if he can kill that Underworld. But now Shelty finally noticed, and again, his villagers are just getting absolutely hammered. There were about 15 villagers here, and now they're all going to be dead. Well, no, I guess he really wants to kill that one, that one Terma that came wandering through. Meanwhile, we've got Skyfire up here in the top. He is kind of helping to stabilize, maybe? Might have to retreat because there's still all these battle boars, but there's not a lot of human units anymore. We've got some hearse here. The Olsarks are back here trying to pick off villagers, I think. Maybe? Olsarks maybe not doing a whole lot back there. Joe's built another town center. And okay, so the Underworld was really just to kill those gold mines, and then he's going to go back through. And Aya's going to get on this town center. There's the shockwave. Oh, we do get the fortified town center with. I like this building placement by Fox. This is really good building placement here. Basically, you free. It's a wall essentially. so that in order for the hot plates to really attack, they gotta either kill the building. But this is a nice defense actually from Fox here. And this game was looking like it was WKT's in the bag like 5 minutes ago. Now it's a bit up in the air, but WKT is stabilizing on this side. And Shelty's economy is a little bit non-existent. Now we have Lightning Storm. Hera, here comes the lightning. A lot of garrison units, that does help. It does help. The myth units unfortunately can't garrison because there's fewer targets. The lightning does less. This villager really brave to come out a little bit early, so she comes out. Now we've got all the ungarrisoning, but now this barracks is killed, which will give space for all of these hoplites to get on this town center. And we do have a building upgrade too. We've also have masons. It's going to help it live a little bit longer, but heroes. The heroes are not quite here. And so we've got 3 Manicore and the Centaur. We've also got a Medusa. We do have some Arcus hero. I don't think there's enough hoplites to take this down. Yeah, Ulysses is still at 0 town centers, but he's building this one. Now he's at 1. And trying to get another one as well. But we can kind of see that Shelty is kind of off the map. We've got the Golden Lions. Beside a Chaos, and did unfortunately get a Centaur. Fox is actually holding this really well. And now we have the Frost to come in. This will buy them time. It's basically like a 50-second ceasefire on this side of the map. Oh, here's the Ulsarks. They're leading a whole brigade of Murmillo to the fight down here. Skyfire's up. Hikati, where do you use that if you're Skyfire? This gold mine, the back gold is done. You still can't even really get on this one. There's only 1,200 left anyway. Joe has no economy. Fox is popped. Green has no economy. Shelty has nothing. I has a full army and Skyfire. So really you've got 2 players on WKT side that has full pop. You only have 1 player on the Deities of Death side that has full pop, and that's your Atlantean. And full pop Greek versus full pop Atlantean, we all know how that goes. We have the Tartarian gate being used back here. Any upgrades? Just copper mail. No age up. Like if we could have a Ragnarok coming soon, maybe, but the Ragnarok isn't coming soon because of all of the raids on Shelty's economy. So Shelty is quite a bit behind where he could be. Yeah, if you go to my videos, you'll find them. Unfortunately, I was muted my last game. So stupid. I think at this point, you maybe have Aya jump through the... oh, he's going to come down to the gold mine instead. That's probably better. He can stop this gold mine. I tell you, Dragon, that was the best game I've ever casted too, as far as my casting is my best casting performance, and nobody got to hear it. Oh, we're gonna see maybe the crying noises of the donkeys. 1, 2, 3 down. Yes, I did sit there. I talked to myself the whole game. Oh, would have been nice to save the Medusa special on the Frost Giant, but didn't know. The Frost Giant is about to get stoned by the Medusa, I feel like. Maybe. Medusa is firing. There it comes. Alright, and then he stops mid-swipe. That's so cool, the way the special works, and it like slowly freezes them. It's such an awesome special. We've got the Raiding Wolves! Oh man, Raiding Wolves getting some Vil kills here. I like it, I like it. We've got, look at their attack. They're getting up to 40 attack. Their speed, it's kind of hard to see. It doesn't really update, but so they killed a bunch of Vils there. They're gonna stop and be distracted by this one. The hops didn't quite push through here, but man, this game is juicy. Juicy. Here comes the Ragnarok. Here comes the reg. What pop is Shelty at? 256. That's not a great reg. I mean, he really had nothing left in his base, so why bother? So this is kind of the all-in reg. I don't know if he should come here, though. The Loki, I would almost just come up. The reg should come to Skyfire, I feel like. They can hold this for a little bit yet. Like, maybe just send a few units here. Where did the wolves go anyway? I missed the wolves. Oh, here they are. Problem is, there's not a whole lot to raid. I mean, you could get in on the trade, but once the wolves start like separating, they don't get their attack bonus anymore. Okay, so the Ragnarok, there's too much reg coming here. All you need to do is defend this. You need to win elsewhere. But there just isn't a whole lot of reg to go around. Like, the reg on this town center is okay, but it's still the Greek town center that's upgraded. And here come the wolves coming back down. And if he would have spotted this, there is a ton of villagers here he could have gotten on. But he missed it. But yeah, the reg here is too much. I think he should send all but like 10 up on the up here, because he needs to split the trade route. If they could split the trade route, they can maybe hold with the Ragnarok. But once the reg is done, I mean, Shelty has no economy to fall back on, and we still got this Tartarian gate here. Here come. Okay. They're not gonna push through here, I don't think. The reg is almost dead. Like, I think trying to push here is the mistake. They should just try to push completely through this part. Oh, did he kill all of them? Well, yeah, that's okay. Honestly, the wolves are okay. So we had a disconnection at this point, so the game isn't over. So I need to go to. I'm gonna stream a stream, which is really going to help the internet here. So we are going to stream the point of view of Kilty because the game was saved and restored. So real quick, actually, let's just pause this. And we're going to look at the game state here, which is hard to see because of the state with the drops. So we had a disconnect, which means the recorded game is no longer good. But in my opinion, the pushing here, I don't think is what the deities of death should be doing. Because at this point, there's not a whole lot of players that are on gold mines. The trade route is the important thing. I think all of the reg, except for maybe 10, just enough to hold this position, should come up here. And if you can get both these town centers and build walls, you can effectively block off all trading, and then WKT is essentially gold starved. But we will get to the stream of the stream here. I'm gonna have to disconnect my game to help my computer. Okay, I am right at the right point here too as well. I think no, we gotta move forward. Oh, hey, we're gonna get to watch it on. Look at this. We get to watch it on the stream. So look at this. So we will watch it. Kilty got this on her stream. And so this is the massacre that you were talking about here. This is the massacre. Okay, so we saw that, and now we're gonna be coming in the disconnection pretty quickly. That was a raid. So let's see. Let us see. Hold on. Let me put this on observe. I'm just going to get this to our observer screen here while we get the game ready. And we are going to move to the disconnect. Where is the restore? Well, just bear with me. We got to find it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I have found the restore. Yes, the wolves are good. They are very good. In some situations, if it's like a walled off map, the wolves not so good. Okay, we are back. We are back. So we won't have any sound because I think Kilty probably would have talking, which is going to be distracting. So the game's paused. They're getting ready. This is our game state at the save and exit. I hope this isn't going to screw up my internet too bad when I'm watching a stream and uploading, but I think it'll be okay. So this is our game state. We have no sound except my voice and my smoothie. I could slosh it around. You guys can hear it. So now this is the live view of the game. What we see, Secret of Titans being researched by Skyfire. Very interesting. Yeah, if I mute now, it would be only just the game itself. So what are we waiting for? On pause, jeez. This Tartaria gate that's just completely ignored. Nobody cares about it. Except Kelty is looking at it, but that's okay. Okay, so we saw that Green lost another town center on the front end, but this is the big play here. If the DDs of Death can block the trade route and keep the trade route blocked, then they will win. And honestly, it is actually looking good for the DDs of Death. Aya's push isn't what I thought it would be. Fox did a fantastic job holding, and now he's up Hikate as well. And the Reg that was down there did the right thing and left that position. We can see the Reg is slipping up on the right above purple. And now we have the Tartarian gate on yellow's base, and green is pretty much done. We have the Secret of the Titans, but I don't think he's going to get that up. Look, we got the wolves coming in. We can see the wolves on the mini-map. Yeah, I wouldn't have done Hera either. I think Hera was a big mistake, especially on this map where it's so cutthroat, where you need economy. The Plenty Vault is huge. Oh, come on, go back to the Titan Gate, Kilty. We need to see the Titan Gate wolves. Oh, I can see him running away now. I can see him running. And Fox is just kind of here just distracting at this point. I mean, he's not going to push through, but if he can just keep Aya busy, that'll give his Loki and Odin teammates time. And man, I think DoD does have this. Aya did not do the late game carry that I thought he would. He just is behind. We have a Wonder as well. The Titan Gate got destroyed as well. We didn't get to see that, but the Titan Gate was destroyed. The Wonder is not going to get up. I think this is it. They can't defend against the Ragnarok. Because Pardo is down because he got doubled for so long. Aya is not pushing. The Ragnarok is still pretty healthy. Well, maybe not. I guess that's maybe all the Reg. I mean, Green's basically dead. He is dead. So he's really in a worse position than Shelty is, even with the Reg. I mean, and we can see on the minimap what a trade route that the Loki and Aranos have for DoD. Joe and Fox have really nice trade routes. And you got we got some Hero Contarius there, but they're dying. And we have nothing for green. This surprises me. I thought like WKT on this map would be a pretty definitive win, but I don't see how they come back at this point. I really don't. Even though the Reg's done, I mean, WKT has nothing. Aya can't even hold his forward anymore. We've got some nicely placed towers there, which are getting the town center down and are going to kill the underworld. Not that it really matters. But I think Aya really didn't do what he should not have. He should be ahead, and that's the GG. Wow. I did not expect this result. Like, Shelty was destroyed halfway through the game. He had no economy, and Aya was like untouched all game. Should have been the late game carry, and he wasn't. He was not the late game carry. Like, Aya, he did some really good raiding early on. Did end up making 17 centaurs, which is maybe too much. But like his economy. I mean, he's ahead, but he's not as far ahead as you. Wow, she's just quitting just like that. Where's the post game? Come on, Guilty. You're just zipping right out of the post game. I wanted to see the All right, well, she's leaving out the post game there. That's too bad. Let's go back and look at it just a little bit again. Oh, wow. So units killed. We have Joe 297 and 167. That's pretty standard. As long as I mean, it's the Loki. It's the Loki snowball effect. If you can start winning, you continue to win, and you don't stop until never against Iranos. Shelty's kill death ratio was miserable, but some of that is his Ragnarok though, so you can't count the Rag. That's like 153 to 220. Still not very good. Green really didn't do bad at all. He did well. He was up on Joe until he got doubled by Shelty. And Skyfire, as the pocket, I don't think Skyfire really did what he needed to do either. I think he was too slow to help out on the left. So that is GG 2-0. I did not expect that. And yeah, the hoplites are okay, but why would you be pushing into... Honestly, I think WKT wins if I would have done what I said, which I don't mean it like that. So at this point here, we're going back in time to the underworld. Obviously, I have as the viewer, you can see everything and you can know what's going on. But I think if at this point right now, where Aya is now on the gold mine with his army through the underworld, I think if he pushes to Shelty's base here, WKT win, because Shelty would never make Mythic, because right now Shelty has no army in his base. All of his army is forward. So if Aya were to have, like, there is no reason, like, you can look at the mini map and you can see there is no push whatsoever from Fox. Nothing. There was nothing pushing on Aya, and he went back from this underworld where he could have just moved right into Shelty's base and completely demolished it. He could have moved right through. So yeah, Aya's usually the carry, but he was not the carry that he should have been this game. Skyfire didn't do what he needed to do, but I think late game there was some really bad decisions that Aya made. And again, I'm not casting any shade on anybody, because when you're in the game, you're gonna make bad decisions. It's hard to know what to do. But yeah, I think just this underworld, if Aya goes to Shelty, I don't think there's any way that... I think that's a win for WKT here. I think that's a win, because there is no army here. Shelty's army, or Fox's army, was all forward. It was all on the forward base, but he couldn't push, he being Fox, because all Fox has is just... he has no siege. There's no siege. So if this army from Aya comes onto Shelty, who's sitting at 2,800 population, like, I think at this point you kind of have to realize that the only way you lose is if the enemy Ragnarok rolls your teammates. And how do you prevent that? You prevent that by leveling the Odin. So yeah, because the value you get out of pushing through this town center isn't nearly the potential value you get out of pushing through Shelty. But like I said, when you are watching from above and you can see everything, it's easy to say, you know, should have done this, should have done that, should have done the other. But this was a really good game. It's too bad there's a save and exit that kind of interfered with things, but this was a fun game to watch. And I understand people don't like... I understand people don't like Frozen Waste, but I really like this map because of games like this. Like, this game was complete and utter carnage. And yeah, I do agree with... No, I wouldn't say he played like 1v1. He played team early because he had a lot of good raids. But late game, this is the point right now where he kind of changed into a 1v1 mentality. And I think he was of the opinion, I mean, he's 1,000 score up on Fox. I think he thought that with Lightning Storm, he would be able to push through Fox here. But he didn't. And so once this Lightning Storm fails, and because we also had a Frost that saved this town center, the Frost was huge too. The Frost saved this as well. Once this push didn't work, then they were a bit. It still was okay for them, but then that opened the door for that Ragnarok and Atlantean, late game Atlantean versus Loki and a Ragnarok. Good luck. So yeah, Aya played well, but there's just sometimes it's amazing. You can play well, and then just one or two decisions that you make, and then you don't, and then that's it, and then that's it at all. So yeah, we can look at the comments here, but useless Hera, I would agree with that as well. Didn't do anything, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, and Aya hasn't. Just UW, Joe Main. I think that was maybe, yeah. That was a good game. That was fun. So it's 126, so I would have liked. I can't play. I got some things I gotta do. So tomorrow night, earlier than this, I'm gonna do the other playoff games that were played. So tune in tomorrow night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow night for those of you tonight. I appreciate everybody who watched and joined in. It's always fun to have viewers watching. So these were some good games. Oh, I did not expect that result, though. Did not respect that result. Wow. So the Deities of Death advance. They will play the all-time best, and then tomorrow night I'm going to have for you guys, spoiler-free, F2 versus UCA the Owls. I'll catch you guys later. So have a good one, guys. Appreciate all of you. Hope everything's going well. And that's it.